There's no question Trump gets the big crowds. Trump is intriguing people. Democrats are at his rallies. Independents are at his rallies. People who've never voted in a caucus are at his rallies. Ted Cruz has the traditional Iowa evangelicals, the homeschoolers, a huge and sophisticated organization. Who's going to win?
Well, when you talk to Trump supporters, they'll even tell you they don't know if people are going to show up because there are people who are volunteering for phone banking or volunteering to take lists, and they're not getting any lists. So that you're absolutely right. It is very untraditional, or non-traditional, excuse me. But, and Trump may be relying on his celebrity to get people out, but when you look at some of the crosstabs of that poll, 71% of Trump supporters say their minds are made up and they're going with their guy. So, again, we'll have to see, but it seems like they're motivated.
Another thing in that poll was that 47% in the last Iowa poll, it's conducted for the Des Moines Register and Bloomberg. It's viewed as the most reputable poll in Iowa. Ann Seltzer conducts it, and she's very good, has a good track record. She has the electorate at 47% evangelical. In the past two caucuses, it has been closer to 60%. If it's at 60%, most people think Cruz wins because of his support. If it's lower than that, that's where it creates the opening. But knowing that evangelicals are incredibly important, Donald Trump is trying to take as much as he can from Ted Cruz and the evangelical base. We're told this morning he's going to go to church with his wife. And look at this on Facebook yesterday from Donald Trump reaching out again to Iowa's most important Republican constituency.
I really appreciate the support given to me by the evangelicals. And my mother gave me this Bible, this very Bible, many years ago. In fact, it's her writing right here. She wrote the name and my address, and it's just very special to me. And again, I want to thank the evangelicals. I will never let you down.
The pastors helping Cruz, and some other candidates for that matter, they get apoplectic about this. They look at Donald Trump's history and they think, why are our people voting for him? But a significant slice are in the polls, and if that happens on caucus night, that could be the difference.
That's right. And one of the things, you talk to evangelicals about this and people sort of in that community, and they say they want someone who isn't, can't necessarily talk like a pastor, Mr. 2 Corinthians, but is a leader and can fight for their causes. And so that's one of the reasons that I think they're drawn to Donald Trump. And you also see Marco Rubio trying to eat into some of that. In that debate, he was talking about his faith a lot. So you're right. This is the most organized group of folks there. As you said, the homeschoolers. But it's shocking to me even now that Trump is doing well with this group.
I'm surprised he didn't thank both of the Corinthians. 2 of my favorite Corinthians.
Now. But look, not your first rodeo. I know you have some skepticism, maybe even some cynicism about Mr. Trump, but you have to give you have to give credit where credit is due. For a guy who has never run before, who we all thought was more of a celebrity than a candidate, he has rewritten the rules. Never mind rewritten them. We've had to throw the rule book out to watch him. What's your biggest question as we get ready to watch people vote?
On your first point, you're exactly right. The public is really disillusioned and disconnected from the political system. They're anxious about the economy. They're anxious, especially his voters, about the way demography is changing in this country. People want disruption in the worst possible way in this country. And Donald Trump promises it in the worst possible way.